Well, hello everybody and welcome to another edition of As the Crow Flies Hiking. Today I'd like to do a little bit of a gear review on two packs that I've been working with for the past, I guess 3 years approximately, at least for the first pack that I'd like to talk about. And then I'd like to talk to you about my second pack that I have recently gotten. I've taken it on the last 3 or 4 trips. And a few of you have asked me, what is that new pack and why are you carrying that instead of your other pack? So let's get into it. I want to talk a little bit about the Gossamer Gear Mariposa and then my new pack, the Zpacks Arc Blast. I absolutely love it and why I switched from the Gossamer Gear Mariposa to the Zpacks Arc Blast. Here we go, let's talk about it. So first, let me give a caveat. A pack is a very personal thing. When you buy a pack, you go through a lot of different testing and a lot of research and a lot of internet browser usage to understand what you want. So when I talk to you about a pack that I use, understand that that is a very personal decision. And I'm not telling somebody this is the pack you should get or this is the pack you should get. All I'm saying is this has worked for me. So with that caveat, let's proceed and let me talk to you first about the Gossamer Gear Mariposa. It is a 60-liter pack and it has worked for me flawlessly for about 2.5 years. It comes in at around 30 to 32, maybe 33 ounces. And why is that difference? Well, because it's offered in the small, the medium, and the long or tall. First of all, I really like the comfort. This harness has a really good cushion on it and the shoulder padding is great. It really is comfortable, more comfortable than any pack that I've had thus far. I did get a few extras. I got this little shoulder pocket which carried my cell phone. Well, it did carry my cell phone until I got a larger cell phone, and now I use it simply for my battery pack. I didn't get any other really extras on it until the Gossamer Gear came out with this extra sit pad. This sit pad or back pad is called the Airflow, I think, or the Air, and it's a little bit thicker than the foam that originally came with the Gossamer Gear pack. And so I upgraded to that, and that has really improved the carrying comfort on this pack because it's just not quite as thin. It has a little bit of thickness to it. The only problem that I've had with the back of this pad is that, again, just like a lot of the backpacks that you have out there, it sits directly on your back. And so that is always created, especially in the summer. If you've seen some of my summer hikes, you can see my back is really sweaty. And because of that, you're always up against the back. What really sold me on the pack to begin with was this large pocket on the side. It is an elongated pocket that can carry your trekking poles. It can carry a shelter. It can carry a lot of things that are long and thin in length. It has taken a beating. I have used it about as rough as I can. I'm fairly rough on my pack. The big pocket in the back carries a lot of stuff. The bungee or elastic material on the back has taken a wear over time as I've used it, and so it's not quite as rigid as it used to be. It's a little worn. And of course on the sides you can tell being stretched out many times, it's got some more wear on it. It has great pockets on the side that can carry 2 1-liter water bottles if needed. It even has a small pocket up on the top that I've used to carry my toiletry kit or my water filtration kit in it. A while back, maybe 6 months ago, I went to the Red River Gorge and there's a lot of sandstone there, a lot of rock. During that time, I developed some rips on the pack, specifically some rips on the carrying pocket on the side. I happen to have a mother who was a home ec teacher for 35 years, and so she was able to help me. What's interesting about these packs is the stay system in the back. You have a long stay system with a metal rods that go down and create a nice carrying for the weight from top to bottom. And it also comes, as most of these packs did a few years ago, with a hydration bladder. And I'll show you on the screen what it looked like before I ripped it. But this hydration bladder sat here, and it was an extra piece of fabric that you could fit a bladder like a camelback or something in, and you put your bladder there. Well, I needed that because as I went into the Red River Gorge and ripped the inside of my pack, I decided, well, I need to do something different because I'm gonna have to switch packs. I've got rips in it, looks pretty rough. You know, it's still functional, but you know, aesthetically it looks a little rough. I've had it for 3 years. I didn't like the fact that I'm sweaty on my back all the time. I'm gonna switch, but I wanted this pack to be functional because I want my kids to be able to use it. So I did a couple of things. I asked my mother, my master sewer, to take off the fabric, which is the same grid stop fabric as the outside, same color, everything, of the bladder. So this piece of fabric sat here, and she was able to take the seams out and take this bladder fabric out. And what she did was create a extra pocket down here at the bottom, which covered those rips on the pocket. So it looks like this pocket is supposed to be here, but it's not. And then I had some rips here. I had one of my favorite AT patches, and so I took that AT patch and patched it onto my pocket. So it looks like it's supposed to be there. I will say over 2.5 years that I didn't think that this was going to be a problem for me when I first got it. I'd heard people in the reviews talk about this lid the Gossamer Gear uses, and they use on a lot of their packs. It has a little small pocket up here for maps and things, but the roll down over the years got kind of annoying to me. And that is because this pocket is not very functional and it rolls down. It's not a wide mouth to open to put all your stuff in. I still liked it. It's just that that's not the most functional way, to me, just my opinion, to have an opening to the pack. But truly, as you put stuff in it, just didn't really work for me. So that is the Gossamer Gear Mariposa. I happened to get the large because my torso was around 21, which was kind of at in between. I probably could have got away with a medium, but again, you need to really look at that, maybe go get measured several times to make sure you understand what your torso length, because it makes a difference. If the bottom of your pack is not sitting right there on that, I can't remember what it's called, but that bone down there in your hip, if it's not sitting right there, then you're gonna not be as comfortable because it's not sitting correctly on your hips. And then again, you want it to come up right to the back, that fourth vertebrae or whatever it is, the crest, I don't know, I'll put it on the screen. You want it to sit perfectly, because then if you put your head back, you're gonna hit the top of this. Again, a great pack. I have been very happy with it. Would purchase it again, but after doing some research, I decided to switch to a different pack. So, what did I try? I looked around the internet world, all the cottage vendors. I really wanted to find something that was comfortable. I wanted to get that pack off my back to give a little airflow back there so that I will sweat. In the summer months when you're hiking and you get sweat, it's just uncomfortable. You know, something that you just learn to deal with. Not a problem, you just learn to deal with all that sweat and stinkiness. But for me, in the winter months, when you get sweaty on your back and then you stop hiking for a while, then it cools down and you can get cold and get chills. And I just wanted to see if there was anything out there that I could change to create that airflow of my back. So a couple of buddies of mine, Leonidas and J Ben Hikes, what's up guys? I know they watch the videos. They have used the Zpacks Arc Blast for many years, 2 or 3 years I think. And I've been hiking with them now for 1.5 years at different times. And I kept watching those packs to see how durable are they, because switching from a ripstock fabric or aerobics fabric over to DYNEEMA, with the DYNEEMA is what typically Zpacks use. And Zpacks is a company out of Florida, great cottage vendor. They have created really a new way in the industry. They have been innovative in all kinds of packs using DYNEEMA. So I knew that DYNEEMA was a great option. I just wasn't sure, for me, being an old school backpacker for 20 years, would I be able to switch from a ripstock fabric or aerobics fabric over to DYNEEMA? What is the durability like? Well, watching my buddies hike with the Zpacks Arc Blast for 3 years, I didn't see any rips. They seemed to love it, and they truly liked the arc feature of the Arc Blast. I switched over. Maybe hard to see because I got it in black, but this is the Zpacks Arc Blast. The Zpacks Arc Blast is a 55-liter pack. essentially you have a certain volume in the main compartment, and then you have other volume on the outside in the front pocket and the side pockets. When you buy this pack, you are making an investment, and that's why it took so long for me to switch over to DYNEEMA. I was concerned about the fabric. You can hear it. It's a different style, and somebody who's hiked for 20 years, you're like, I don't know if I can switch over to that fabric because I'm not sure how it'll work. But doing my research, I find that DYNEEMA is essentially, and forgive me for my lack of intelligence on this issue, or my lack of knowledge on this issue, but I think it's two pieces of kind of plastic material that has the DYNEEMA thread in the middle. So you have two pieces that come together with the DYNEEMA in the middle, which creates a really strong fabric with that DYNEEMA in the middle so that it can't be ripped. Now, they can be punctured, so you have to be careful when you're putting your pack down on the ground that you sit it down and not just be tough on it. What I truly like about the Arc Blast is the arc feature. The arc feature pulls down from here on the top and creates this airflow in between the pack, which I know if you've been around the backpacking world, you've seen this. You've probably seen the Zpacks videos that they put out and show this feature. But this feature really is a game changer for me because my back no longer has that sweaty in the summer or sweat in the winter that creates that coolness in the back. Some of the things that I looked at and thought about was the fact that I'm going from 60 liters to 55 liters. I will tell you, in my years of backpacking, and this is just personal, I mean, it may not be germane to you, but the packs that I've had, I think I started with a 70 liter pack years ago. And what I found over the years was if I had a 70 liter pack, I would pack that pack full until there was 70 liters worth of gear in it. When I switched to a 60 liter pack, I would pack the pack full of gear until I got 60 liters of gear in it. And that is an issue. If you switch down, or if you go down a liters, then what you find is you have to adjust. You have to think about your gear. You may have to invest in gear that's less bulky or lighter, or just simply not take some things that you probably didn't need anyway. So I have loved the Arc Blast. It comes in at around 19 ounces, but that is without all the features. So what I did and I decided to do, and this is just personal for me, is I decided to buy the pack without any of the extra add-ons that they have. And then see what I needed and buy one add-on at a time as I had funds to buy those things. I started with the carrying pouch or pouch that goes on the harness. So essentially this is a small kind of snack bag. You can put things in it. It is DYNEEMA. It has a little pouch on the outside you can put something in, maybe your headlamp or little items. The only thing I purchased when I first got the pack was this lumbar support. It's an extra pad that adds onto the belt that gives you a little more comfort on the bottom. I will say that my Gossamer Gear Mariposa does sit a little more comfortable because when you're going to a lighter thing, this is a 3/8 inch foam pad, and it is about 2.5 inches wide, I believe. So it was a little different in the padding for the Mariposa seemed a little thicker and it was a little more comfortable, but not that much because of adding this lumbar support to the belt loop and adding this these different features. So the lumbar support I added, and then finally I added this mesh water bottle holder. It is sometimes a little hard to get your hand back to the pocket on the side where I put my water bottle. So adding this was a game changer. After a couple of trips, I finally went ahead and broke down and bought this extra feature. I think it comes in at around $20 or $25, but you can put a 1 liter water bottle in here, and then it has this little loop, which I found my second time, that you can put around the top and keeps everything very sturdy. It attaches very firmly on the back with 2 different loops and then 2 different little cinch down tabs that keep this thing from moving around at all. If anything goes wrong with this pack, I can replace those items. For example, if anything goes wrong with the belt, it is detachable. I can get another belt. If anything goes wrong with these stays that create the arc, I can simply take them out and get another belt because they're not attached without being able to unattach them. It comes with different features such as the over-the-top closure. This loop here can be changed into a Y loop or just a single strap. I have the single strap. If I wanted a bare canister or something else, I could do the double strap. It has cinch bungees at the side that can create, if you don't use as much volume, you can cinch it down. And then it has this closure at the top. You can change the closure and get an extra added to put it down to the sides. It has a great feature at the bottom where you have these loops that you can put like a sit pad or even your shelter at the bottom if you needed to. For me, the Zpacks Arc Blast has been a wonderful addition for me for my gear. It is light. It's lighter than anything I had. Switching from the Mariposa down to the Zpacks Arc Blast gave me another 12 to 13 ounces of lightness to my load. Being an older hiker at 50 years old, I'm looking to go, I don't know if it's ultra light, but just go as light as I possibly can because, you know, as the joints get older, the hips, the knees, the back, you want to continue to lighten that load the best you can. So that is my review, comparison, whatever you want to call it, of the Gossamer Gear Mariposa and the Zpacks Arc Blast. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, I hope you will subscribe to the channel and watch some of my trips or watch some of my gear reviews. I enjoy doing this kind of thing. I hope you also click the bell notification to get notice of the new videos that I have out. Every week on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. I have a new video. That's been fun for me. I've enjoyed communicating with you guys. So I hope you'll comment below. Tell me about other packs that you would like to see me review or other packs that may be better than these. These are just simply the choices that I made. You may have better choices. You may have choices that work better for you. And if you do, let me know. I'd like to hear about it because in the end, I'm just a gear junkie just like everybody else in backpacks. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll see you next time on the next adventures of As the Crow Flies Hiking.